The Battle of Uhud. Khalid ibn al Walid's role in changing the course of history. On a bright sunny morning in 625 CE, the winds swept through Medina, carrying with them the scent of impending battle. Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, stood before his small army, ready to confront the massive Quraysh army approaching the city's walls. Hearts raced in the chests of the Muslims, while among them, the companions moved with unwavering determination. Each one knew they were about to face a decisive battle. "We will not return except with victory," said the Prophet, peace be upon him. But the enemy awaiting them was no easy force. The Quraysh army, led by Abu Sufyan, outnumbered them significantly. Over 3,000 fully armed warriors, their sole goal being to avenge their defeat at the Battle of Badr. These warriors were driven by hatred and anger, knowing no mercy. As the Quraysh army neared the city, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, made the decision to confront them outside Medina, at the site of Mount Uhud. The terrain of the area provided the Muslims with a defensive advantage. This was the moment the Muslims decided to face their fate with unwavering courage. The battle ignites. From hope to turnaround, the battle began fiercely, with an optimistic start for the Muslims. The companions fought with all their strength, with Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, guiding them with wisdom. Soon, the Muslim army began to gain ground, and their cries of Allahu Akbar filled the air, signaling the approaching victory. But at the very moment the Muslims seemed poised for a great victory, something unexpected happened. The archers positioned on the hill of the archers, Jabal Aruma, who were instructed to hold their positions regardless of the outcome, left their posts, thinking the battle was over. This moment became the turning point in the battle. Khalid ibn al Walid, the brilliant military leader of the Quraysh cavalry, saw this opening. With unmatched speed and tactical brilliance, he led his cavalry in a sudden attack from the rear on the Muslims who had abandoned their positions. His attacks were swift, brutal, and merciless. In mere moments, the tide of the battle changed. The Quraysh surrounded the Muslim army, and chaos erupted in the Muslim ranks. The companions found themselves trapped on all sides, and panic began to spread among the soldiers. Amid the chaos, the Muslims began to question, has the Prophet been killed? Has the banner of Islam fallen? Questions swirled in the air, and blood soaked the ground. Yet Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, was right in the heart of the battle, never abandoning the fight, carrying the banner of faith. Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, steadfast in the darkest moments. As defeat loomed over them, the Prophet, PBUH, had only one command: steadfastness. Despite the intense attacks, the companions tried to regroup and fought with valor. Moments of despair appeared, as news of the Prophet's injury spread, and fear and panic spread among the soldiers. But Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, remained in the midst of the battle, his voice encouraging the companions to be patient, to continue fighting. Despite the injuries he sustained, he stood firm and encouraged them, even as the Battle of Uhud seemed to lead to a temporary defeat. Defeat and lessons learned. Although the Quraysh were victorious in that battle, the defeat was not the end of the story. The Muslims learned a hard lesson at Uhud. Victory doesn't come easily, and they must follow the Prophet's commands without hesitation. The most significant lesson was the importance of unity and never abandoning strategic positions, regardless of the circumstances. Khalid ibn al Walid. After the battle, Khalid ibn al Walid, who had led the devastating Quraysh attack, left the battlefield victorious. Yet, he carried many questions within him. Later, after embracing Islam, he became one of the greatest military commanders in Islamic history. But the Battle of Uhud had left a deep impact on him. Khalid, who was once known as the Sword of Allah, now understood that military glory is not made by strength alone, but by wisdom. War is not just a battlefield, but a field of strategic thinking and meticulous planning. Lessons learned. From the Battle of Uhud, the Muslims emerged stronger and more determined to achieve victory. Despite the defeat in the battle, their true victory lay in the lessons they learned from this harsh experience. They realized the importance of following orders, the value of patience in the face of adversity, and the need for wise leadership. As for Khalid ibn al Walid, after embracing Islam, he became one of the greatest commanders in Islamic history, participating in major battles such as the Battle of Mu'tah and the conquest of Syria. However, the Battle of Uhud will always serve as a reminder to everyone that defeat is not the end of the road, but can be the beginning of a new phase of learning and growth.